It is absolutely my honor to sit and chat with both of you. Incredible actors,
Thank you.
and not just for The Chosen. I mean, the things that you've chosen and done over your careers are just amazing. Um, my first question is to Jonathan. I mean, when you first got this role, was there a heavy responsibility to kind of get it right?
I think very initially, I was just grateful to have a job. And then as we started getting into it, probably about mid-season, middle of the first season, it really started to dawn on me what it was that I was endeavoring to do, especially when there were scenes where I had to actually start preaching from scripture. And there was a moment in season one where I kind of panicked on set and I just had to pull Dallas aside and explain to him that I didn't feel worthy of the words I was saying on the page, and he kind of put me at ease. He's like, "Look, man, none of us are worthy to be
Mhm.
doing this, but here we are telling this story." So, and that gave me a lot of comfort, and then I remembered like, well, God put me here. He put me in this role. He gave me many opportunities to play Jesus in these small little projects
Mhm.
ahead of The Chosen. And so that became this kind of preparation for Jesus and The Chosen for me. So once I have remembered that, it's been much easier ever since.
Elizabeth, I'm going to get to you in a second, but I have a follow up question for
Yeah, of
Jonathan.
course.
Is you know George Reeves, who played Superman, had a problem with being so identified with that
Mhm.
character that he
Yeah,
he felt he couldn't get any other roles.
yeah.
Does that cross your mind?
No, no, because I gave up my concept of having control over my career years ago. And again, I have to just say, like, I believe that God put me here, and I now have a career as a result of this show. I mean, I had a career prior, but it really didn't get to the level where I'm at now until this show. And so, I put everything in his hands. And if he wants me to do other things between seasons after the show is over, great. And if not, then
Mhm.
great. I try to just every day surrender my will to his, and it usually turns out better than I ever could have planned.
That's lovely. And Elizabeth, my gosh, Mary Magdalene is such a strong woman. I mean, wow. And we don't get that from Bible study and all of that, but you have given her such um, a deep and well-rounded version.
A lot of that is the writing. I feel grateful that I get to play this character because she's already written that way.
Mm.
But she's strong, not of her own doing. When we first meet her, she's really struggling with some very painful things. And she's trying to do it alone, and she doesn't know how. And so her meeting with Jesus and being transformed by him is the thing that creates this strength in her that sort of reinforces a sense of belonging to the group, to this community, to her ability to reach out to others and her compassion. And so, yeah, I mean, she becomes a very strong character, but she starts off in a very vulnerable state, and I think that's this testament to this all of these stories of how Jesus completely transforms people.
And I think what's really um, lovingly done is the fact that Jesus and the apostles are family, and
Mm.
the writers allow your character Jonathan to have humor and to
Mhm.
laugh and swim and do the things that I think people don't really realize that um, probably happened.
Yeah, I think people tend to forget that, Jesus was born a human being. He was, as Christians, we believe he was fully human and fully divine. And that sort of hypostatic union of those two elements create for a lot of mystery, create for the need for faith.
Mm.
But we can't deny his humanity. And what is humanity? Well, it's the fullness of the expressions of humanity, emotions of humanity, experiences of humanity. So I think that's what really draws people to Jesus, is knowing that he did everything and experienced everything that we do as humans without sin, of course. But, you know, it's hard to go through life without ever laughing or without ever swimming or without, you know, obviously certain circumstances are the exceptions, but for most people, it's everyday life, and we just have been able to show it through the gift of time and telling this story.
Elizabeth, are you just blown away by the amount of fans that The Chosen has developed over the 3 seasons as we enter into season 4?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we started as a, 4-episode web series. It was crowdfunded filming in the middle of Texas. And because it was on an app, it was really hard to gauge what the fan base really was, how big it was, how enthusiastic they were. And as the project has been growing, and as, and then we have COVID, so we don't really get to have interactions with people in life. And so everything was virtual for so long that at the last 2 years, especially at our screenings and our events and fan interactions, it has suddenly dawned on me of like, this is really reaching a lot of people, and they're so enthusiastic about it, and it's incredible.
And Jonathan, season 4, we're introducing a few new characters. Tony Amadala is part of the cast now. What an amazing actor he is!
Yeah, we've been blessed to have so many talented people come onto the cast, even in the last few seasons, and I think, you know, it continues to up the game of The Chosen technically and narratively. When we get, I mean, we're always looking for the best people to work on the show. So, and that's always been Dallas's, you know, MO from the very beginning. So, to see these, you know, Paul Ben Victor is another one. To see all of these talented actors come into the family, it's just been a joy for us as actors who are fans of great actors. So, yeah, we feel extremely blessed.
And as I wrap up the interview, gosh, thank you guys so much for this time. I really do
Pleasure.
appreciate
Thank you.
it. Elizabeth, what do you think audiences are gonna, take away from season 4 of The Chosen?
It's a tough season. It's a really emotional and challenging season. But it's also sort of preparing audiences for what's to come. I mean, the next few seasons are going to be really painful as well.
Yeah.
But I do think that anyone that's going through difficult times or are, struggling with grief or confusion about things, I think this season is going to really bring them a lot of solace and a sense of community, even of the importance of community and going through things together and compassion.
Jonathan, you have the last word. Same question. What do you think audiences are going to take away from season 4?
I think they're going to take away a deeper understanding of the relationship of Jesus to the disciples, the potential of that relationship in their own lives, and the depth of a story that is drawing to a climax very, very, very soon. And I think just a greater love for what we're trying to do in this series.
Well, it is an incredible series. Congratulations. God bless you guys, and
Thank you.
Dallas as well, and the team, your crew, everybody is doing such a great job. Thank you guys so much, and have an incredible day.
Thank
You
you.
too.
You too.
God bless.
Bye-bye. And I see you in Salt Lake sometime.
All right.
Wonderful.
See you
Yes.
soon.
Bye-bye.